Hey, what's up everyone? It's Stone here, and today I'm gonna teach you what you need to record yourself as a beginner. And probably this is the first time you're hearing my voice speaking actually and not singing, but anyway, let's go on with the video. And when I say beginner, I mean the very first kind of beginners. I mean, if you're an intermediate or pro beginner, let's say pro beginner, go away from here, because this is really what you need to start recording yourself from the zero complete beginning level, right? In this video, I'm gonna teach you things I wish I had known when I started recording myself, when I was actually a beginner. So step number one, instruments, alright? So the very first thing you need, of course, is an instrument. Today this video is made for specifically guitars and Midi keyboards, okay? Alright, this is my guitar, in case you want to know. It's an Ibanez Art 120 QA Sunburst. Yeah, it costed about $300, something like that. But it's a very, I mean, to me, this is good, right? I don't want to expand. I didn't need that expensive guitar, right? And this is a good guitar. I mean, I had another before, and this is better. I mean, I think it's the right proportion between quality and price. I didn't try many other guitars, but this is my experience, alright? So if you want to know, my advice is that if you want to record yourself, you need a laptop, alright? And it should be a laptop with some specific characteristics, like available space, some memory, of course. It should be a powerful PC, right? Powerful laptop. So maybe you have clear ideas about what to do, but maybe you're installing like a lot of plugins, effects, and sounds libraries, right? Things like that. So you need available space in your laptop. And I think a laptop like the one that I have or similar is the thing you need, because really if you don't have available space there, it could be a problem, because you have to buy external hard disks, you know, external support for memory, and then it could be a problem. So buy a specific laptop with that things, with that components. Like, be sure that it has all the things you need, like memory, and yeah, as I said before, available space, because you know, musician can install different softwares, and you need to install different softwares. So alright, let's talk about softwares. You need softwares to record yourself. For the guitar, at the moment, I'm using Cakewalk by BandLab, and I really think it's a good software. It's all free, and I think for a free software, quality is amazing. I mean, from what concerns sounds to also MIDI control setup, you know, it's really cool. You can do basically everything you want in there. If you have a Midi keyboard, you can plug that in and use that as a MIDI controller. You can play bass, you can play drums, you can play whatever. It depends also on what other softwares you have installed in your laptop, you know? For example, I use Modo Drum for making my drum sounds by IK Multimedia, and that's pretty cool. That has also some ready drum kits, ready drum loops, and it's really useful. If you have a software like that, then you can use that in Cakewalk, alright? As it was a plugin, it's the same. You open the software background and you can use that in Cakewalk with a MIDI controller as a plugin, right? Yeah, I have the free version also of that. For the guitar, I'm using Amplitip 5 by IK Multimedia, and it has some cool sounds, some cool amplifier models, and also some cool pedals. Then of course you can buy you can buy in addition some specific amps that you like, some specific pedals, digital pedals. It's really useful. You can like create your own setup, and I think you can save it also. But normally I record in one take and I don't care saving. Then if you do some vocals, you need a microphone. Yeah, I have this Rode NT1A. Yeah, it's considered a cheap microphone because the price is not too high for so high quality, you know. The quality of the recording, right now I'm speaking through that and through the Scarlett Solo, and then you plug that in via USB in the PC. But the quality of recording, as you can hear maybe also right now, is very cool. I mean, and it's really an awesome microphone from my point of view, because it's considered a cheap microphone. By the way, to me quality is good. Of course you can buy some more expensive microphones, you know, Neumann and Telefunken and things like that. Of course they maybe, I never tried, but they maybe of course sound better, but you actually don't need that. You don't need expensive microphones from my point of view, because in my opinion, if you have the right room, alright, with the right acoustics, you don't really need to do acoustic treatment if you have a good audio interface and a good microphone. For example, when I record in the studio, which is not in my, now I'm in my bedroom recording this, but when I record in my studio, it's like there is a natural reverb, let's say, I don't know, but you don't really need there to do an acoustic treatment. And so my advice is that if you buy a microphone similar to the one that I have and an audio interface, I can assure you that you will have the quality that you're looking for. Because when I'm recording through the mixer, I didn't have that volume, I didn't have that sort of high quality recording that I wanted, alright? And now I have it only by changing an audio interface. Then you need a software for video editing. If you want to start a YouTube channel or whatever it is, if you want to make videos also for yourself, alright? After you recorded yourself, you really need a software that has video editing. And there are a few different, of course. I think the best is Premiere Pro, alright? And I think you can also import the video in Cake-Walk, which is free. I repeat, it's free and it's awesome. So video editing will take a little bit to learn, but once you've learned that, it's pretty simple, of course, like many other things. And yeah, it's a lot of time. You need some hours at the beginning. You need some hours, you need some struggle also to what concerns the audio softwares, the recording softwares, specifically talking about the audio preferences, right? Today I'm not going to talk about that because the struggle was real sometimes, alright? Anyway, if you buy the Scarlett Solo 3rd Gen, you have to download then the included softwares on the website, you know? So how my Scarlett Solo works. As you can see on the left, there is the microphone. You can plug in microphone in there, and then there are the microphone levels, alright? So this button, this here, you have to turn it up. It depends on your conditions. I mean, until you see the green light, is everything okay? When you see red or yellow or red light, that is a problem, because it means that you're actually distorting your vocals, so you have to turn volume down, alright? Then we have air effect that simulates sort of preamp, alright? Another thing about this interface is that you actually, in my opinion, don't need a preamp, because the air is pretty good, and also if you have good room conditions, then you don't need a preamp really. I mean, I know it's cool to have everything, but you don't need that. You don't need that because, as I said, this air button simulates the preamp pretty good. And another aspect is that, yeah, the the microphone, if you have a pretty good microphone through a pretty good audio interface, then you don't need the preamp, I can assure this. Yeah, then you have the 38 volt phantom, right? So you have to press that button only after you plugged in your microphone, right? And then here in the middle you have the guitar plugin. So you need a normal guitar cable like all the others. You can plug in that here, and then there is also here the volume, same thing as the microphone. When you see it green is good, when you see red is bad, alright? And then you have down here the instant gain. The instant gain is a pretty good effect. I mean, it's made pretty well. I like this, and you can use also with no effects. It's pretty cool. And then you have the general headphones volume, alright? In order to hear yourself better through headphones, you can listen, of course, to yourself while recording guitar, while recording vocals. Yeah, when you see the green light here, it means that the direct monitor is good, alright? Is everything fine? If you see that red or maybe turned off, I can't remember, then it means that you have problems with your PC, so you got to maybe reinstall the free software of the Scarlett Solo, or maybe simply retry to insert the USB cable, right? Yeah, if you want to save some money and you don't want to buy the Scarlett Solo because maybe for you could be too expensive, this is a valid alternative. This is the M Audio interface. And I can assure you that this is good because I watched some comparative videos, comparative audios, and this is similar to the Scarlett Solo. I mean, quality is a little bit less, as I heard, but really it's a good audio interface if you want a valid alternative. Of course, the functions are basically the same. You have the microphone input, guitar input, as in the Scarlett Solo, right? Yeah, let's talk about Midi Keyboard. Alright, Midi Keyboard, I have this model, A3 model, and this is pretty good keyboard. I mean, it's fine for me, right? It's not expensive, but to me, for what I need to do, is fine like that, alright? I can tell you something about the dynamic. Alright, the dynamic here, it's not that bad. I mean, you can hear it with your fingers. You can hear the dynamic of the different keys, and also when you record, you can hear the dynamic if you press more and if you press less. So this, I didn't expect that quality for a keyboard that is so cheap, let's say, because if you think about other brands, other stuff, it's always a lot more expensive than that. Yeah, this is simple to use. Of course, as I said before, there is also here the problem of the audio preferences, but once you select the right input and right output, you're okay, right? But sometimes it could be a struggle, a real struggle. I use that with softwares like Miroslav Philharmonic 2 Classic Edition by IK Multimedia, and then I use Sample Tank 4 free version by IK Multimedia. It has some cool sounds like organs, piano, violins and things like that, but I prefer really for classical music, for composing, let's say, the Miroslav Philharmonic software. It's cool, it's great. It's a great software, has a lot of instruments, a lot of sounds, libraries. Let's talk about cables. Of course, you need some cables to record yourself, but probably you already know them because you require some normal cables, the guitar standard cable and microphone cable if you don't buy a microphone that includes that cable, right? And then you need a headphone. You need headphones with cable, of course, because if you have to connect them through the audio interface or some other things, you need a cable. So, but probably you already know that, even if you're a beginner. Next step, headphones. If you're a musician, doesn't depend what you're doing. If you have to record yourself, if you have to sing, play guitar and do everything, you need to have headphones. Even because if you use your studio monitors, I think it's always not that good as listening the final time through headphones, because you can hear some more details, some more extra details, let's say, but of course you don't hear the bass. So the bass notes, the powerful bass on your monitors, of course you lose that, but details are important to me, because if you're starting a YouTube channel, consider that. Do always the final listening from your headphones, because you have some more extra detail. Of course, mixing through monitors could be cool, but I mean, my advice is do the final listening through headphones. Alright? Because consider also that nowadays people listen to music literally from their phone microphone, which is horrible, I know, but a lot of people do that. So yeah, this is an image of Katie Cook by BandLab, and you literally need only to press the orange button here in order to listen, because if you don't press that orange button right here, alright, then you cannot hear yourself with that effect, the effect of the amplifier or whatever it is, alright? So you got to press that before recording, and then you have to export the mix of that specific track with that effect, alright? Because normally I think the software exports without effects, and that could be a problem because you did everything and then you export with no effects, right? But if so, select the export with effects on file options. There are a lot of cool effects. Here I'm using a reverb preset, the Sonitus, and it's really cool reverb. I mean, I love that for guitar, for electric guitar, also for acoustic guitar. If you have a guitar with pickup, you can plug that in and listen to this, and it's cool. Then you only need to press here on the track and then up here for start recording, right? So it's simple. Of course, if you want to learn more complicated things about this software, there are a lot. There is an infinity amount of complicated things. Here, also in Audition, also in Premiere Pro, okay? Always, everything has some complicated things, but you don't really need to know everything. Don't watch complicated videos. You really only need to know this: how to start recording yourself with some simple effects on your guitar and on your vocals. Yeah, if you're a musician, if you want to start making music, you need a pair of studio monitors, a pair of speakers, you know. Even if you only want to listen to music, right? This is way cooler than every time headphones, because every time headphones is cool, but believe me, if you try to listen to speakers and you never did that, it's a great experience the first time. Yeah, I have these beautiful bookshelf speakers, right? These are Mookie speakers by Donner, okay? Really, I can tell you that quality is good. I mean, it was what I needed, so I'm happy. In case you don't know how speakers work, here I can tell you only the simple things in case you don't know anything. Alright, you have the treble, high frequencies, then you have the mid-range frequencies, and then you have the powerful bass frequencies. Yeah, that's how it works. I can tell you my experience with that. I still have also another pair of studio monitors. They were my father's studio monitors, so they're pretty old. Cool, but pretty old. And I'm going to say that I prefer the quality of the speakers that I have right now. So if you're interested in some specific aspects, here you can see an image with some details, but I'm not here to explaining how this thing works, because I'm not an expert of these kind of things, alright? So if you want a valid alternative which is similar to the speakers that I'm using, you can buy these PreSonus Iris, alright, 3.5 version. So let's speak about the PreSonus Iris 3.5. There are some videos with some audio tests, but anyway, I think that you really need to have speakers in your bedroom to hear what you bought, because you don't need really what to buy until you listen in your bedroom, right? Because speakers are a complicated thing to listen. I mean, you cannot go on a website and listen to the speakers with headphones, because of course it's not the same thing, right? I heard very well about this pair of monitors. They're pretty small, and yeah, if you don't have so much space, these are a valid alternative. You can use, of course, as in this image, if you don't have a monitor and you want to use close to your laptop, you can do like this. And they're also, I think, very good quality monitors. Here you can see how them works. All right. Yeah, the speakers that I'm using right now has also the Bluetooth option, and I didn't expect that this was so cool. Because, I mean, speakers, right, you got to use the cable, of course, but the Bluetooth option is really cool. I mean, there is no delay, there are no problems, okay, it's cool. Yeah, and then you need a studio desk, right, you need space, and this is a cool studio desk. I know the appearance could not be so great, but if you see some photos when it's done like this, alright, here, it's a cool desk. It's a cool desk, and some popular YouTubers also use that. So it's not that expensive, what's more, and it's the Millennium. If you type Millennium Studio Desk, this is what appears to you first. And it costs about $300, can't remember. And yeah, it's not that expensive, alright, which is a cool point, I mean. And also it's big. It had a keyboard tray back down here. And then you have all of your space for your pedals if you're a guitarist, and as I said, for your keyboard if you're a keyboardist, and for your speakers and everything you need. Also some preamps down here. Alright, so that's it. Good luck with your recording process, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.